DJ Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. Chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear. Love, yeah. Love goes around. Ooh, DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go down. Yeah. It's about to go down. Yeah. Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round. About to go down. Love goes around, it lifts, it flows. Love goes around and everybody knows. Love goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always comes through. Yeah, yeah. Torch and friends, round and round and round it goes, love goes around.
All right, everybody, this is DJ Torch on the 1 and 2.
Love goes around.
I can get this party started.
Round and round and round it goes.
All right. I had to do some things. Jackie Gaines in the house. Good, Jackie. Good seeing you, Jackie. Good seeing you, Tevin. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties, but that's all good because that around and around and around it goes. That's just how it is, you know? Let me close this up here. So, yeah, I found it was really interesting that, you know, the red pill was talking all this smack, you know, about Brian McKnight's, you know, wife, Julie, ex-wife. And so, you know, I had to, you know, when I found this out, I went on Pammy Pam's live stream and yeah, it's broke. Look, I hate to say I was right, but I was. But let's get right into it because I need to set things up first and then deliver the blow. You know how it is, boxing and all. So here we go, everybody. Here we go.
So lastly this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity. There's so many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our
platform. Shit. Have you noticed yourself, dude? Have you noticed yourself?
As a place of positivity, a positivity platform. So hopefully I mean, who knows? Next week, maybe I'll only respond to positive comments. But we'll see. We'll see you next week.
He really reminds me of a certain type of human being, but I'm not going to say it right now, but we will find out.
Brian Mcknight's son, Nico Mcknight, came forward to explain that he has been trying to tell the world that his father is not a great guy. Nico is 28.
Okay, this is important to know. So basically, wait, let me make some adjustments here. I'm going to go. So his son, another man, says he's not exactly, the coolest father. Let's put it that way. Here we go.
His father, they have been on the outs since he was 22. Around the time the R&B singer says he cut him off. So the young Nico and his brother, Brian Jr., are the children Brian Mcknight shares with ex-wife Julie Mcknight, whom he was married to from 1990 to 2003. Mcknight.
I mean, they look like a happy family there, Handsome young man, beautiful daughter. Who could ask for more, right? Let's see what happens, though. Here we go.
Also fathered another child, Brianna Mcknight, outside of his marriage with a woman named Patricia Driver and a son named Clyde with an unknown woman. Today.
Wait a minute. Let me play it back for a second here.
3. Mcknight also fathered another child, Brianna Mcknight, outside of his marriage with a woman named Patricia.
So he cheated. So put that on your list, everybody. That's important to know. That basically, Brian stepped out. He stepped out. Here we go.
Driver and a son named Clyde with an unknown woman. Today, the only children the singer acknowledges are Julia McPhee, Jack McPhee, and Brian Keone Mcknight, the children he shares with his wife, current wife, whom he married in 2017.
Remember, he didn't make the kids. That's an important thing to remember. He did not make those children. These are not his kids. He has no DNA with those kids whatsoever, but he claims them now and denounces his own flesh and blood. Keep that a point now. Remember now, in the red pill world, they like to say, oh, yeah, heritage and blood and all that kind of stuff. And, oh yeah, and stepdaddy is bad. Stepdaddy bad. Here we go.
Julie and Jack are Lee Laney's children from a previous relationship, but Mcknight has adopted them as his own, with millions watching.
So basically, the important thing to grasp here is that he gave up his own flesh and blood to start a new family. He has that option. But he has to understand there's some, when you do things like that and you make it public, you have to answer for the result, for the result. And here's the result.
So lastly this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity.
So remember now, he's not acknowledging that he's the source of that evil and negativity that he claims he needs to get rid of. For the type of person he is, for the mental breakdown that he is, it's normal though. Let me keep going. Here we go.
So many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our platform as a place of positivity. So look, here's another somebody asking about my one and only daughter, Julia, asking about how she feels about a post about her graduation. Well, how do you think she feels? She feels great. See, Julia understands the scriptures. Exodus 20:12, where it says, and I quote, honor thy father and thy mother.
Remember now, another man raised his new children. So basically what he's doing is he's literally happy or living off the fruits of the efforts another man put to raise the children that he now enjoys being around, that he instantly claims as his. That's an important thing to consider. Here we go.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. See, she honors us, and in turn we honor her because she knows how proud of her we are. And here's something, if you're going to leave snide comments, at least allow us to tag you when we reply. It's so cowardly, but.
Put up Brian Mcknight's photo again.
Yep. Let me keep going. I got to keep going because we're going to go real fast here. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Brian Mcknight here. I've been traveling about 17 hours to Guam. I have a concert tonight, and I got off the plane to some of the.
You ain't got much concerts now, though. They dropping you like a fly.
Heinous craziness I've ever seen in my life. That my oldest son Brian would post that I'm abandoning my children. And
okay. So remember, this isn't his former wife talking. This is his son. These are the male figures, right? Here we go.
Reason why, I suppose, is because I have a new family, and I guess this stems from a post that I made the other day about my son Jack, who I'm very proud of.
So notice how he's rubbing it in that he's loving his new family and that, you know, his old family is evil. That's what came out of his mouth about children he raised. Okay, keep it going, because remember now, he is suing for defamation while saying these statements about his own children.
Which isn't to say I'm not and haven't been proud of my other children, but I was proud of this one for the things that he did that day. We'll get back to that.
Notice how he used the word was.
Anyone who knows me knows over the last 20 years, 30 years now, as a matter of fact, that I've been there for my children every step of the way. Until recently, and let's be clear, my two sons are 30 and 27.
Until recently. Okay, he made this video 6 years ago. This is a 6-year-old video, so keep that in mind as well. Welcome, fresh air. True though, they are all ungrateful. I think you would have to really be there, fresh air, to know for sure. But due to, you know, Brian having, you know, he's the star. He's the people that everybody know. They're going to take his side of it because who knows his kids, right? But let's keep on listening. Here we go.
Not 12, not 13, but 30 and 27. Now, my daughter's about to turn 18. That's another story I'll get to in a second. I've never missed a day of child support. I've never done anything adverse to my children whatsoever. I've always been.
Well, see, and he ignored the fact that the impact that he put on his family when he cheated on his wife. You know, that puts, he doesn't take any, that tells you right there, he takes no responsibility for his own actions. He thinks just because he pops out a check, you know, and moves on, everything's all good. Deontay says, dropping your old family for your new family is diabolical. Bars. Angela Reddick in the house. Jackie Gaines here too, along with Fresh Air. And Fresh Air, breaking it down. Do you remember when Brian took his kids in tour to try to catapult their career? Diddy did the same thing though. Diddy did the same thing, right? That was a kind gesture then, but it sounds like to me he did more bad than good. I see that as a good thing that he tried to do that. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
I've always been there with advice, whether they took it or not. I've always been the sounding board, and I've always been the one that tried to help them achieve whatever dreams they were wanting to reach out for. I guess one of my only faults is that I gave my children everything that I didn't have.
Did you notice he didn't say anything about cheating being one of his only faults? Instead, he said this.
My only fault is that I gave my children everything that I didn't have in the hopes that they would appreciate it, because I know how much I would have appreciated it.
So basically, let me guess, it sounds like to me he's talking about monetary items, because the thing is this, fresh air, I do agree that a point of view is that maybe the children are ungrateful, but rarely it happens to be all three. It's usually one, maybe even two out of the three would be ungrateful, but he's a 3 for 3 in this situation of children that do not feel that their father was where he needed to be. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
When I was their age, I would tell you as parents out there, entitling your children is probably one of the worst things you can do, and I know I am guilty of that. For whatever reasons, I'm guilty of that. Tough love is a tough thing as a parent.
See, notice how he is missing his faults. Cheating is a big deal. Children remember that. I mean, remember now, he cheated so much. He cheated so much that he literally had a child by somebody else. And what I mean is this, is that usually when men cheat, they don't, believe it or not, regularly they do not make the other people they cheat with pregnant. He was probably spreading his peen around so much that he literally could not convince every woman to not have his child, or out of wedlock, or whatever you want to call it. That's diabolical. Let's move forward.
He's quiet. So
This is Lunel. Let's listen.
He ain't worth your time. Long time ago, Brian Mcknight used to have a TV show too. I went on it. Kim Willie went on it.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
But who knew that he was such a fucking right? I mean, we heard it. This ain't the first time we heard about the kids. And now see, at first he was coming off like he was cutting the kids off because they was ungrateful and wasn't doing nothing. But then when he got with the white broad, or whatever she is, and her kids, and he kicked all his black kids to the curb, and then they adopted hers, and they had a baby. Like, how you do that? I never was in love with his little soft ass voice, no way. I remember when he was on Martin, I think when Martin and Gina was getting married.
Let me read these messages. We having a good conversation in the chat. Sarah said, my dad abused my mom, but that didn't stop me from being a great person. Yes, it's devastating and scary, but I do have some resentment for my dad, but I'm not trying to ruin his reputation. Yeah, I mean, basically, you bring up a good point. And you didn't ruin his reputation because you're telling the truth. And that's the important part. Even if what you stated makes him look bad, it's the truth. That's his reputation. He needs to own that. That's what he did, and that's what he comes up with. Kevin Tevin says, Torch, men are going to the side with the bad men at all costs, no matter what. And so basically if you're telling the truth about your father, it's your father who ruined his own reputation. Even if you make a statement about him, that's important to know, because the statement you made is true. You have no malicious feelings towards him. You're just saying, hey, he just wasn't the coolest person to my mom. You turned out great. Excellent. That's what we're talking about, is not letting the past dictate your future. Angela says this: cheating is extremely painful to children. My dad was a womanizer, and the marital problems it caused spilled over to me and my brothers, even after divorce. Bars. Act natural under pressure in the house. Bam, bam. It's good seeing you. Here we go.
You're saying that was nice, but some of that shit I wasn't in love with like everybody was in love with. And then when I found out how he was, I was like, oh. Let me just look at what she wrote again and see how bad it is. I'm good. You said Brian don't like us black women. We don't want nobody who don't want us. Take him, bitch.
Oh, man. Linnell, I did some shows with Linnell back in the day. She's a cool person. She is a cool person, let me tell you. Down to earth. So now this next segment, I'm going after all of those players, that were talking shit about Brian McKnight's wife. Here we go. Wait, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
If you harass men the way that they harass you, they will be jarred and confused. That is 1,000% not the case.
Inspirational women. It could be more, correct me if I'm wrong, because we have people attending virtually as well as in person.
Yeah, Obsidian's getting in on the fun. How he got back on YouTube, I do not know. But, whether it's legal or not, who cares? We're not going to worry about what he did, all the porn bombing he did and all that other crap. We're not going to worry about that. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to break down. Whoa, why has he got the Matrix up in here? Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, let me play this.
Lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to...
You know what's funny is that really, quite honestly, if you really watched the Matrix back in the day, they are nothing like the Manosphere. Those men are nothing like the Manosphere. Nothing. In fact, probably they'd be called simps. If I recall, Neo was defending and simping for the woman he loved to the point where, he almost killed himself several times. So, Morpheus was pretty much the same. He was supporting this guy, supporting women. They'd probably be in BWE if the Matrix was here today. Do you notice how these men take one of the most pivotal movies and free the load off of it to make it seem like they are the heroes? Let's keep it going.
To save, but until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Yeah. Red pill men do fight to protect it. They're not even red pill. They're just misogynists. They're not in the Matrix. They're not in the Matrix. Red pill is thinking out of the box. These men are thinking like people did back in the 50s. Except they ain't got nothing. Shout out. Deontay's in the house. Tiffany's in the house. Agnacho's in the house. What a way to ruin them. Let me move forward because, that pretty much. And look at this guy right here. Look at him. Yeah, he got kicked off of YouTube. That's a fact. He did some pretty heinous stuff. So anyway, yeah, he's on the Brian Mcknight boat. Abusers to me flow together. I'm not saying that, Obsidian's an abuser. I'm not saying that. It's just really weird that they do. Blindly, Obsidian starts supporting Brian Mcknight, who also made all of his money off of women, though differently. Let's hear what he has.
We're going to have our second annual.
So let me fast forward it to this. Get back. Here we go. I want to get right into the mix. I want to show you how these red pill people support abusive men or men that can be accused of being abusive. Here we go.
The brother Brian Mcknight said in his own words.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside, about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie.
Let me stop right there. A verdict is something you get as a judgment after a court proceeding. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
And keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come.
The type of human being he is, he's a certain type of psychological person. They are very, very, very vindictive. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Now from my voicemail is the voice.
Notice how Obsidian is nodding with him, agreeing.
Of a liar.
Do not.
And remember now, he called his ex-wife a liar. That's important as well. That's important as well. Keep it. I got to keep it going. Don't worry, folks. I tell you, there is something.
Text Miko again.
Now, remember now, his son died on the day he did this. His son died on the day he did this.
Do not call Miko again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period.
Okay. So as you can see, Obsidian's just, let me see what Obsidian's going to say about it. Obsidian, what are you going to say about your boy Brian? What do you say? What are you going to say about your misogynist brother,
God's
Brian?
hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies.
Now remember, now he a book filled with lies. Now he's got to prove that book is filled with lies.
Please understand that. And Brian, you
Our hip hop is talking about it. It's a big deal. And I'm saying to myself now, what kind of court case? Because to be fair, obviously I know who Brian Mcknight is. We're both Gen Xers. And I actually went to go see him in concert right before the pandemic. This would have been 2019. Right before the pandemic, I took my lady friend, me and the lovely Miss Brown Sugar, we went to go see him at the Tower Theater. If for those of you who know Philly, you know the Tower.
So but Tiffany says he's a little evil spirit, has in him, aging poorly. That man is only 56 years old. Dang, that's it? He is wasting all that deep melanin by living in a wicked way. Bars. Here we go.
Tower Theater. We went to go see him at the Tower Theater.
Miss Jackie's is stepping fit. I can't stand him.
In the summer of 2019. And had a big diverse crowd, obviously black folk there, but a lot of white folk. I mean, he's really popular.
Well, not anymore. Let's get good.
Dollar lawsuit against his ex-wife. He's been remarried. He's married to a Filipina. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. He's been remarried. He even has a child with his new wife. Well, they've been together for like 10, 12 years. So they're nothing new. And as a matter of fact, when I went to go see him, me and Miss Brown Sugar went to go see him in 2019, he rolled out footage during the tour, during the concert. He rolled out footage of him and his wife. I think they was just getting married at the time. And he rolled out footage of it and whatnot during the concert. So
remember now, Brian Mcknight is saying he's all this and all that, but he's, people started shutting down his concerts. You'll see here in a minute. So anyway.
Together for some years, so there's nothing new there.
Okay, so come on.
What I needed to do. Okay. Let's try this. With Mcknight. Circa 2013.
Okay, so he's just, let me keep going here. So then, let's
October 16th, 2025. But
okay, if you've already hit this, I want to hear what Reva has to say. That's who I want to see here. Let's see Reva. Let Reva talk.
Brian Mcknight ended up winning a judgment against his ex-wife, Julie Mcknight, for the total of $8.8 million.
Let me keep it going.
Now, this comes from a whole turmoil that was going on back and forth, internet beef with Brian, his sons, his baby mama, all the above.
You know, it's funny that, Reva could actually be, that's not probably close enough. He was married to this woman. Notice how they have no problem misrepresenting that. These people who are so big on marriage, all of a sudden, when somebody turns out to be an adversary, they go from being a former wife or an ex-wife to a baby mama. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Knight ended up winning a judgment against his ex-wife, Julie Mcknight, for the total of $8.8 million. Now,
when you win a judgment, it's time for the other party to pay. It's been adjudicated. Let's keep it going.
This comes from a whole turmoil that was going on back and forth, internet beef with Brian, his sons, his baby mama, all the above.
Drama.
Okay. So Reva gets in on it, right? Reva's talking shit about A woman she doesn't even know. But the fact that, when you have these pick-me's out here, they're gonna dig in. They're red pills and pygmies. You know what's funny though? No, let me just keep going because I'm trying to keep this Brian centric. I got more for you. This dude right here.
It's about this. Do not text him.
The nuance. Let's talk about this. Brian Mcknight allegedly was having a silent battle, okay, which we didn't know about, but nor did people care about. The silent battle is he possibly might have had her in litigation the entire time because his bottom line was greatly being affected.
Okay, let me break something down. He was doing okay until he started talking shit about his family. Nobody forced Brian Mcknight to talk shit about his family. Only Brian Mcknight told Brian Mcknight to talk shit about his family. It backfired because, like all ignorant people do, is they forget to acknowledge the hands that feed them. He doesn't perform in front of misogynists. Maybe some pick-me's here and there, but he performs in front of women. And even the pick-me's couldn't stand what he said. Not even the promoters could stand what he said. They couldn't. So what happened? They stopped going to a show. I mean, think about it, singing love songs, that's a woman's thing. Women are going to go to that. And I'm sorry, no dude's going to be, oh yeah, one last cry. They're not going to be out there like that. A man might take his woman to a Brian Mcknight concert, but it's mostly going to be women. So why Brian lost his money had little to nothing to do with his ex-wife. Now, remember when I was bringing up all the things about his, what the kids were saying, and the fact that it's acknowledged that he did cheat to the point so much so that he had a child out of wedlock. At least one that we know of, right? That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of mental abuse to put a woman through. You think that it's not abusive to cheat on a woman so much that you have a child out of wedlock? That's a lot of cheating, bro. That's a lot of cheating. And so she's already got something going there. And the fact that the kids agree, he can say whatever he wants to, but I'll tell you one thing, he ain't getting no $8.8 million in my opinion. And we haven't even gotten to the facts yet. Wait till I get to the facts. Here we go.
So they're canceling concerts because of this? Right?
No, they're canceling concerts because of what you misrepresented, bro. You forgot all about that recent shit that just went down with him excommunicating his own family, his own kids. You ignored all that shit. You ignored the shit about, having this celebration on the day that one of his real sons passed away. You forgot all about that. You forgot all about that stuff. Let me keep it going.
She's throwing rocks and hiding hands. His reputation's being dragged.
By himself, bro. Bro, he's the one who said F family. To a crowd, to a following that's about love and family, because that's the songs. Obviously, he didn't mean what he was saying or singing about. The chickens came home to roost. Coach, here we go.
He's getting canceled. His money getting short. And guess what? He's like,
now that we agree on. His money is definitely getting short. But it's going to get shorter. Even if he won the case, doing it the way he did it, and what he said, he's going to lose more. Let's say he won, which he didn't. He would lose more over time than he would have gained if he got the $8.8 million, knowing that woman does not have $8.8 million. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Somebody got to pay for this. Now, he didn't come out and tell everybody, I'm going to sue you. You're going to hear from my lawyer.
He did. Let me keep it going. Another
Brian
pick-me.
Mcknight.
Another pick-me is in the mix. Let me give some Messi some love. See, I will tell you, pandering in red pill land, it's probably the biggest market for the Black community ever. Okay, Messi, break it down.
Won $8.8 million from his ex-wife.
You happy about it? Because, she's playing the horn and everything, right? Old Messi's playing that horn, right?
From what I understand. So he made this post, and it looks like it came out today or maybe last night. So it looks like this must have just happened yesterday. So then he made his post, and everyone is having a fit because of the rumors of whatever is going on with Brian Mcknight and his old family. Now listen, I will never.
At least they acknowledged that there was something going on, right? The other guys have just outright ignored that part.
Never hate Brian Mcknight. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care how anybody feel. Y'all feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. I will never dislike Brian Mcknight for the music. I will never hate or dislike Brian Mcknight for the music, period. That's it. He is basically the soundtrack of me and Mr. Messi's whole life together. There's no way I could ever not like Brian Mcknight.
Okay. So you heard her point of view.
It's been a long journey getting to this.
Okay, I'm not playing that shit again. So they're eating that up. They're eating that up, right, folks? They are eating it up. They are eating it up. Let's get to the truth. Here we go.
He's just having a bad week. So
Pam in the house. Here we go.
So even just recently, we saw this, of which this university apparently he was supposed to sing, and they were like, we're going to revisit this. So the university put out this statement saying they value and respect the perspectives of our constituents and stakeholders. We take your concerns regarding the artist for the scholarship gala seriously and are currently exploring options. Thank you for your loyal and continued support as we work to ensure this event is a beacon of light to our institution while raising needed funds to support student scholarship. And that's from Dr. Dwayne Warmack, the president. And it seems like he wants to blame. Well, I'm not going to say seems like, because he filed a lawsuit of which he blames some of his backlash and his issues that he's had with procuring venues. He named major venues that don't want to be bothered with him anymore, Detroit being one of them. Shout out to the 3, the 1 and the 3. And a lot of the big promoters that do not want to have him come and to perform. And so when Miss Mcknight came out with this book, apparently in January, she went on various platforms and she talked about it. And she talked about, from what I saw, what she alleges is her experience. I haven't read the book, but I probably will now.
I remember, I just showed you all that stuff about him cheating and disowning children, right? So basically, being cheated on is a very painful thing. She wrote a book about that. He cheated on her. We all know he cheated on her because he has a kid from cheating on her.
So it was, she probably got a little uptick in the sales too when this came out. And so in the book, she talked about, from what I saw in his lawsuit, experiences that she is alleging of emotional type of abuse that she says she's experienced during her relationship. She didn't.
Let me pause that. We are already breaking it down. Emotional abuse. Being cheated on is emotional and it's abuse. She's already, look, it's already, it's already done. Look, but let's keep it going. Pam is breaking it down. Pam Esquire. Let me break.
Didn't say his name, but she did infer it was her ex-husband, and this is her ex-husband. And you guys know if you guys saw the video. If not, when we get off of here, go ahead and watch that video. Well, when he filed this lawsuit, he served her, and we went over everything. He served the lawsuit on an address, and it was a FedEx, and you had to sign for the FedEx.
How do you serve someone an $8.8 million complaint through FedEx? Anybody? Anybody? Something that extremely important, you would assume you would get a process server if you was 100. Because why would you want to mess that up? Pam, break it down.
The FedEx signature looked like it was 2 initials. So it had J, I think, M, maybe on there. I would assume that's what it would be. And so that was served allegedly, and you'll see why I say allegedly. And that was that. And what happened is, after there was not a response within the requisite time that you have to respond, Brian Mcknight's attorney filed a default. After the default was entered, he filed a motion for judgment of default, which is basically you go in and you ask the court to basically order that default. And in this case, according to the docket that we went over, there was a judgment. There was, I think, in August-ish, September-ish, around that time, there was a default judgment that was entered. However, as it pertained to the particulars of the judgment, it was held under advisement. So we didn't see an actual order on the docket of the $8 million. So I just assumed that perhaps that was something that was sent to them via email or something. to the attorney and it wasn't on the docket. If that occurred, that would be the way that it would have occurred. Maybe there was some.
You hearing facts from a real attorney. You ain't hearing that BS from those red pill, simps and pick-me's. You're hearing it from the real deal attorney. Here we go.
Communications of which was not on the docket. The actual order for the judgment, I didn't see that on the docket either. However, again, I did see where a hearing took place and it looks like one was entered, but it just didn't have specifics and the court was reserving the right for the specifics. And so we felt like a lot of the headlines turned into he had a premature celebration. And the premature celebration is because you didn't even see the judgment on the docket, and it looks like the judge was still pondering it. And I said, well, oftentimes, I'm not going to say all the time, when some people don't want to participate in lawsuits, but oftentimes what will happen is that you will file a motion to set aside the defaults. It's not. There is rules for it in every state. There is case law supporting it in every state because there may be you may have good cause as to why you did not respond.
Right.
All right. You guys caught up? Hit the like button, okay?
You're breaking it down perfectly. It's important for you to grasp what Pam is telling you because the hook is so sweet. Here we go.
And so I've been watching that docket like a hawk. I was like, I said it, Jude, sis. I don't know you, sis, but sis. I wonder if you're going to respond. You think you're going to respond? And on this morning, we had a filing that hit the docket.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if she did it this morning or she did it last week. I don't know. We don't care.
Takes a couple days sometimes.
She has responded.
She responded.
She has responded. And so we are going to go over that here response. Well, let me check out some of your comments. You said a scheme Ty set up. Can you be arrested for falsifying a proof of service or is it become a civil matter?
Ooh. You're going to find out. This is going to switch around very quickly. Brian thought he was up 2 points, but now he's down 3. Check this out. This man on here right here, he brought up a good point. Here we go.
Well, you have to prove that it was falsified. Do we got some ring cams? Do we have anything that can support that? Elite Leo said he has a majority woman fan base and he got online trolling the kids with his first wife and didn't think about his reputation. I didn't even know she had a book. My opinion of him. That's what the argument was, Elite Leo, was a lot of us, respectfully, I just kind of started following.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like. And don't forget to hit the like over there at Pam's channel as well after you see the full version of this. Here we go.
Not Mrs. Mcknight, because all of this happened. She is a singer in her own right. And what was very interesting is that in my chat under that video, I don't know who the person was, but
Let me pause that because I'm going to let you, taste it. Let's get right to the meat of the matter right here. She displays basically the court papers. This is the reply. And what a reply is when somebody puts in a case saying that you did a certain thing or whatever it was, you get to reply to it. That's what his wife put in it.
Apparently he has some deals that were going on in other countries. I think he's in another country now. He has some other deals going on in another country and they pulled out. So he's calculating all of the money he would have made and he's like trying to, I guess, blame her for that. But anyway, y'all, let's pull this up. I think I did a good enough intro. Y'all better know what's going on at this point.
You did great.
So, Miss Mcknight on to this morning at approximately 9 o'clock. I don't even know. Maybe that's just when it was filed.
Dang, I mean, Pam was on it. I mean, she literally waited for that per hour to pop in there. She waited. I mean, that's like waiting at the store to get your receipt.
But anyway, in the last couple of days, she said, now comes the defendant, Julie Mcknight, pursuant to Rule 55D and Rule 60D of North Carolina Rules of Civil Procedure, and respectfully moves this honorable court to set aside the judgment entered in the above captioned matter and to permit defendant to file an answer to the plaintiff's complaint. In support of this motion, defendant shows the court the following. The plaintiff filed a complaint on or about May 8th, 2025. The defendant, as required by law, was not personally served with paperwork.
Well, come on now. She was just hiding from him, right? Hey, I'm trying to defend you, dudes, right? I'm trying to defend you. Let's listen on.
The proof of service on file is fraudulent.
Oh man. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
The defendant did not sign the proof of service on file with court. The defendant does not live at, nor was she present.
Brian, please don't tell me you fraud. You committed fraud. Please don't tell me, bro. Please don't tell me, bro. I told you that. Bro, look. Even number one, the FedEx thing was was weird already. The FedEx thing was kind of weird to me. When I heard about the FedEx thing, now that's a little bit weird to me. Break it down, Pam.
At the address on the proof of service on the alleged date of service. Furthermore, the defendant had no prior knowledge of the pending legal action until after the judgment was entered. As a result, defendant was deprived of the opportunity to respond to the complaint or participate in the proceedings in a meaningful way.
No, act natural. Your message is okay over here, but let's keep this going. Here we go. Tiffany says, "Dusty behavior." This might be the Dust Award right here. If this will be one of the biggest L's. This will be one of the biggest L's the Manosphere has taken lately because they're taking.
Therefore, defendant respectfully praised the courts as follows: that the judgment entered against the defendant on May 8th, 2025 be set aside. Set aside. She wants to start back at 1. That's what she's telling the court.
Here we go.
1, you're like a dream come true. 2, just wanna be with you.
Break it down, fam.
Whenever I believe the work
Let me shut up.
is done, then we'll start back at 1.
So,
okay. Number 2, that the defendant be granted leave to file the attached answer instantaneous, and that the court grant such other further release as it deems just and proper.
They might dismiss his. They might just dismiss his case. They might have to make him because she has not, as of yet, as of Pam's reporting, she had not been properly served. So he might have to get a real person to do it this time. Or he can try FedEx again instead of and not send it to a friend's house. If he purposely sent that to an address that is clearly not that of the defendants, and he knew that, he sent it to his cousin's house or something, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem.
And that is what was submitted today. Hold on, I ain't see no answer though. Hold on 1 second. Let's double check and make sure. Hold up. Hold on. Let me see. Is that all she did? I don't know why I'm whispering.
Act natural under pressure.
No, that's all that was attached.
I'm so happy she is continuing and not going out.
Sure
Me too.
Okay.
Back at what? After lunch.
And so, as you all can see from this here document, Julie Mcknight is in for the fight.
Julie Mcknight is in for the fight. Now, this is crazy to me because he got on there saying that he won, like as if the proceeding had gone all the way through and that he won. I won't say he lied, but let's put it this way. It's not, what he said is not clean. It's not accurate. And if the thing is that if indeed he hired a lawyer to do it, don't ask me why a lawyer would use FedEx, by the way. But that's for another episode. If he hired a lawyer, lawyers have process servers on tap. So why would you, a processor, it's not like he was sending out, 20 complaints. But even if he did, this is Brian High Value Mcknight, right? A process server is just what you use. You put down the 100, 200, whatever it is, right? Even if it was 500 for an $8.8 million complaint, you want to just be on the one. But he chose FedEx. FedEx people, look, they are delivering items. They are not legally registered, bound people. They're just trying to get a signature, not the signature. So the fact that he hired FedEx is already to me, suspect. But then he takes those documents from FedEx and sends them in. Now, here's the scary part. Here's the scary part. He may be out of touch with this woman, but I'm sure he knows where she actually lives and or works. And even if somebody signed for it, he would look and say, hey, he lived with this woman for 10 years. He was married to her. He knows what her signature looks like. What point am I getting to? Is not only is this woman in the fight, but if he falsified service, and it can be proven, that $8.8 million might go the other way. It might go the other way, folks. Oh, and the courts will not be happy. The courts will not be happy. Now, he did reply and say that he couldn't find her, but that doesn't explain why he still submitted. He's and trust me, he just said he couldn't find her. I'm not saying that he did find her. He's just said he couldn't find her. Game over is for real. So he tried to cover up a possible lie with another one by saying he couldn't find this person who's like not famous, but she's well enough known that a process server is going to be able to find her, or her publisher, or her lawyer, or her kids. So that's what I needed to bring up at this point in time. This is going to get ugly. Brian might be in some, unless he's got some really good, something. I'm not saying that he's going to be prosecuted or given a, what do they call it? Criminal referral. But he lost a couple points with the judge. I can tell you that. He lost a couple points. Lost a couple points with the judge. I mean, and the fact that he went out there bragging about it on the day of his son who passed away's birthday. This right here, if his career was like going like this, it's just a nosedive. If it turns out that he really earnestly, not honestly, if he really truly falsified service, number one, his case is toast. It shows malice. Angela, you nailed it. Shows malice. But y'all, thank you for listening to me. I think I got another live stream in about an hour or so. Wait, it's 5:13. I think it comes on at 6. So please watch for that too, because that's the main thing. I just had to talk about Brian real quick, but watch out for the next one. I'm going to put it in my community tab. So look for it there, because I did some weird stuff on what I learned is that there's a new feature on StreamYard, and it started duplicating stuff. And long story short, I had to make a new thumbnail. So anyway, look for it. But I'm telling y'all, one, Brian ain't gonna have no fun, fool. Dude, why didn't you pay the right man? 3, something tells me he did not want to serve her for real, though. That's just me. That's just me. I don't think he was trying to. I think he thought he was the smartest man in the room and that he was going to outsmart the legal system. That's what I think. Because of the type of human being he is. Let me hit the beat. Until then.
Here we go. Go around. It goes around, here we go. It goes around, here we go. It goes around, here we go. It goes around, here we go.
Ghost did it again on this jam right here, y'all. Till 6 p.m. PST. See you then. Shout out. Jackie Gaines on the 1s and 2s. Tiffany Jackson. Deontay.
You in deep in my soul. Thought you built me up, but you left me cold.
Concrete Ghost remix.
Now I know better. Now I let go. No more second guessing me. I found pieces set
Angela Reddick.
Not my fate, and baby, I don't break.
Natural. Under pressure. Fresh air. Oops, not today, Brian. All right, everybody.